1160 WCCS and at WCCSradio.com.
And it is Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com on a Tuesday morning. Good morning to you, 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. And Indiana Area Superintendent Rob Heinrich joins us in the studio. Our visit this morning presented by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit him online at marcusandmack.com, plowing his way through another school year. Oh, Heinrich, you get to this time of the year, it seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Pun intended, I think, right?
Yeah.
And the groundhog said 6 more weeks of it. So
yeah, 6 more weeks of that plowing that you're going to be doing. But even as you work your way through this year, you got to prepare for next year. And you're doing that now.
It is funny. The administrative team really is always working 6 months to 12 months ahead if we're on our game. Mm-hmm. So right now, the county superintendents are working very closely together to try to get the calendar set for next year, the school calendar, which surprisingly, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of different things at play, everything from sports to the ICTC schedule to the heat and temperature of our schools in late August. The fair comes in. There's all these different elements that determine when we start. So, I know some people think that we just decide what day to start arbitrarily, but there's a whole lot of debate and deliberation that goes into picking start dates, end dates, in-service days, snow days.
Get the cookie cutter out and just stamp it, right?
No. I wish it was that easy. I really do. And everybody's got a different opinion on how to solve the problems that are complex. So it's a process. So we're working right now with the other supers. We're trying to get a good start date for ICTC that will kind of drive a lot of those other things, and then we'll put the rest of the pieces into place here, and then the board will approve it either this coming Monday or the next board meeting after that. So.
Yeah, and thinking of planning for the future, the students have to enter into this equation too, because they have to fill out schedules for next year, and they're starting to think about that.
100%, and that's exactly right. The senior high school is already working on filling out the schedules for next year so that we can determine how many sections of each class we need based on student requests. So parents should expect to see a sheet come home or announcement come home in an email, with the students' choices on there, and those students should connect with their guidance counselor and talk through any questions they have, so they make the right decisions for themselves, to set themselves up for success next year.
For students that are in the senior high classes, they have, of course, even more to think about than maybe some of their younger colleagues or co-students, because some of them are considering AP courses and dual enrollment courses too.
Absolutely. There's a lot of options. One thing we pride ourselves in Indiana is there is something for everyone. You can choose a pathway. If you're looking to go an elite school, the AP route is maybe your choice. If you're looking to knock off as many college credits and really give yourself a head start as quickly as possible, the dual enrollment options are robust. We have partnerships with IUP. This year we have 81 students taking over 300 credits at IUP, which is a tremendous opportunity. And that's a real nice advantage to students in Indiana that not a lot of other school districts have. Mm-hmm. And we build that pipeline, hopefully, to help IUP, because when IUP does better, we do better as a community. So it's a win-win that we want to take care of. Our students will also see new offerings this year. We have changed one of our graduation requirements that students don't have to take the same Microsoft and Google Office classes for computer. If they're above that, they can take the advanced computer programming classes or advanced computer science classes to replace that old graduation requirement, because a lot of kids have moved past that now. Yeah. So the business department worked on solutions for that. We're hoping to introduce a new combat robotics program at the senior high for students that are into the robotics and the engineering and the teamwork that goes in that. So there's a lot of things to do, a lot of choices to make, and not a whole lot of time to fit them all in. So, students definitely have to connect with their counselors if they have not already.
Many more options than students had in the past for a really divergent path toward their educational goals. And it's pretty exciting stuff.
100%. I mean, right now, students in the freshman or sophomore, if you want to, you can talk to your counselor and sign up for the associate's degree in high school program, where 2 or 3 years from now, you could graduate with your school diploma in one hand and a a degree from IUP, an associate's degree from IUP, and the other 2-year head start on life for a little bit of extra work in high school and a little bit of commitment. So it's there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for students, and it's what we strive to provide is opportunities for our kids and our families.
Yeah. So while that is going on and the administration is working on fashioning a plan for next year, you also have some state requirements that must be met.
We do. Yes, absolutely. The government is always making sure that the program we provide and the services we provide are up to snuff. So every 3-year cycle, we have to submit a comprehensive plan, and we are in the middle of that process. We have a meeting coming up this Thursday to set the plan for the next 3 years. And we have a great committee of people who, community members, community partners, parents, teachers, administrators, everybody that helps nurses come together, and they look at our data and they look at our strengths and our weaknesses, and they look at the opportunities there, and they kind of set the priorities. And from there, my administrative team went back, and we've been constructing this plan to focus all of our efforts on, what classes we're going to focus on, what professional development we're going to provide for our teachers, what direction we're going to go. And we have to submit that to the state here in March. And also, Mrs. Maruka is hard at work getting ready for the special education audit, where the state will come in and make sure they spot check our work and make sure that we're following the law and providing those services at the highest levels possible for our kids. And it's a lot of work, but it's important because it keeps us on track and makes sure that we're doing the very best thing we can for our community.
Absolutely. Speaking of meetings, you mentioned one coming up on Thursday. There's one coming up today on an entirely different subject, and that's safety. And that involves not just the district, but a whole bunch of different interested parties.
Yeah, so we have a safety core team at our school that tries to be proactive and prepared, right? That's what we try to do because, once an emergency happens, we really turn it over to the experts and we're in their hands. But we do everything we can to be proactive and prevent these things from happening, make sure the fire doesn't start in the first place. That was an analogy, not really the fire,
Sure.
but
We understand.
or that, that we're prepared to respond to do what we can to mitigate the emergency if it does happen. But then there's also that other P, which is the partnerships. And we have a lot of partnerships in this area. And today, members of the fire department, the police forces, 911, Red Cross, all of our agencies, the Citizens Ambulance, all the people that could be those responders are going to come sit down, share best practices, share ideas, talk about how we can do better to help keep our kids and teachers safe. So it's a really important meeting, and we're really happy and fortunate to have such good people.
Yeah. Where does that meeting take place?
It's going to be in our office. We're going to get together and share our plans and share what our procedures are, and then get people's perspectives on what we could do better from their perspective, and how we can help each other be better at our jobs.
Yeah. Rob Heinrich, Superintendent of the Indiana Area School District, with us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Let's get back to some student life things. You've got the winter sports schedule as it is beginning to reach the home stretch. At the same time, the spring sports, they're starting to swing the bats a little bit, get out the gloves, and toss the ball around.
Absolutely. The baseball, softball team are doing their winter prep. They're getting ready to go on their trips here in a few weeks. And but we have the basketballs in full swing. The girls have a great season again. Yeah. Look like they could win the section this Thursday night, so we're excited about that. The boys are still fighting for that last playoff spot, so they really taken a step in the right direction. We're rooting for them. Wrestling starting the individuals for the Whippeal. Swimming and diving continue to have their dominant hold on the section. And then we had 2 students in rifle even shoot perfect scores for us, and we're hoping we can win sectionals there. Gavin and Amelia, Gavin Dickin and Amelia Capisano. Yep. First time in 6 years that anyone has shot a perfect score, so it was very exciting.
That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
And the girls' dance team, too?
The girls' dance team's off to nationals next week. That's exactly right. So that's exciting as well. So we wish those ladies luck. And, so there's a lot of good things happening. Again, all those opportunities that we offer, there's something for everyone. So, and we're proud of the work those kids have put in and the results they're getting. So.
It's a nice reward to go to Florida for this, too.
Oh, it is. And it's a good time of year for it as well. Yeah. So hopefully they have a nice trip.
Absolutely. I know that you and folks at Indiana Area School District, as well as many, many other different organizations very excited about the United Way campaign. It's in the home stretch too.
Correct. We have a great partnership with the United Way. As you know, I'm on that board, and I'm on that board because they're a community builder, like we are, and it's important that we work together to build the community. The United Way provides a lot of services for our students and our families, and so really proud of the work they did yesterday with the Super Bowl. I'm glad that the community supported that. We have the gala coming up next Saturday, the 15th. There's still tickets available for that. If you go on the website, you can buy that ticket, have a nice night out, and celebrate Bob Marcus and the work that he's done for this community. Yeah. So it's a really nice event. And again, the United Way provides PATHS training for us. PATHS is promoting alternative thinking strategies. It's a citizenship curriculum we provide for our elementary students, teach them how to be kind to each other, how to overcome conflict, how to think for how to process conflict and deal with their emotions so that they can be better prepared for the classroom. Yeah. And then they not only provide that curriculum for us, but they provide the training that goes along with it. That's just one example of a dozen or more things they do for our kids.
Yeah. So I know they're very, very big with the ICAP feeding the kids for the weekends.
Absolutely. It's something that you don't realize, that there's so many kids that have food insecurity, especially with the rising cost of groceries and everything recently. A lot of kids don't have enough food to eat over the weekend. So every weekend, the United Way works to make sure that ICAP can provide those feeding services. We are able to send home bags of food that students can cook for themselves, if they're on their own or if they just don't have enough food. There's microwavable mac and cheese or whatever a bunch of different supplies that they can get through the weekend and not go hungry, which is very, very important, as you can tell.
Yeah, I know S&T Bank is big in helping that out. It's the way these agencies, businesses, corporations, and school districts such as yours all work together to protect these kids, put a net underneath them.
We are
exciting.
Absolutely blessed to be in Indiana, and it does really take a village to raise the next generation of community members, and this village does a really nice job. I mean, everyone, S&T, as you mentioned, First Commonwealth, Colonial Motor, there's so many big partners that step up and put their money where their mouth is and make sure that we take care of kids so they can take care of us someday.
Well, it comes right down to it. Right.
Well, our ability to retire depends on their ability to earn, right?
Rob Heinrich, Superintendent, Indiana Area Schools, with us here this morning. So Willie and Bob Dylan announced their tour this coming summer. Are you part of it?
I wish I was. I would. Oh man, that'd be an all-time dream to play with. Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
that's great. Are you going? You going to go see him?
No.
No, not at all. They're not the most tremendous singers of all time, but I love the songwriting's unbelievable.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They haven't announced where exactly, but the tickets are going to go on sale on Friday.
That's exciting.
So if you're on stage, I'm going.
I'll see what I can do.
Rob Heinrich, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 25 after 8 o'clock, and it's a Tuesday morning. Boomer Sports next. Jake is in the newsroom this morning.
This is Boomer Esiason with Sports Minute, sponsored by TGL, presented by SoFi. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Since Sunday was the second day of the second month, it was fitting that a pair of number 22s were raised to the rafters. South Carolina retired Asia Wilson's uniform, while Iowa followed suit with Caitlin Clark. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line.